So in 2010, Lunch Lady and the Cyborg Substitute was up for a Children's Choice Book Award for the 3rd to 4th grade book of the year. And to be nominated for an award is just astronomically awesome because the nominees are selected by kids themselves. But when it was announced that I had won the award, I couldn't believe it. To think that so many kids cast their vote for my book was and is just phenomenal, you know. And I keep the trophy in my studio just as a reminder of who exactly I work for, you know, not as oh, look at all of these accolades, but these kids like my work. And you know, because you have plenty of days where you are so insecure. All authors go through it, and I can just look up there and think, okay, they like my work. I can keep going. And then to win the next year, in 2011, for Lunch Lady and the Summer Camp Shakedown, I couldn't believe that either. So it's a thrill to think that, you know, kids are connecting to my work, because I'm in my studio. You know, my editor's looking at the work. You know, my wife will read the stuff too. But to think that beyond just my small circle, that it gets out there. When my first book was published in 2001, and it was Goodnight Monkey Boy, and 2 months or 3 months after that book was published, I received a letter in the mail. And it was from a mother whose son loved the book so much he wanted his birthday party to be a Monkey Boy birthday. And there was a photo of this 2-year-old boy blowing out the candles on his birthday cake. And the cake was like a recreation of my cover, but in frosting. And that to me just blew my mind to think, because especially back then, I just thought it was, oh, I create something and I show it to my friends and I show it to my family. But to think that my work was getting out there in a way that was beyond my comprehension was just mind-blowing. So actually, that picture is framed and up with the Children's Choice Book Awards, because to me that is as important as those awards. Because for a kid, I mean, you can have your birthday party pictures in your photo album for all of life. I mean, that's like a tattoo for a toddler, what you're going to have on your birthday cake. It's huge. Because when you're a kid, of course, Batman was there, and of course, Mouse and the Motorcycle was there. When I was a kid, I thought, didn't Mouse and the Motorcycle always exist? I didn't really as much think, oh, there's a woman named Beverly Cleary who lived somewhere in a house with a family, you know, and she had to take the time to write that. I mean, maybe the internet helps break down some of that mystique in the best way possible, but I still am. I'm still like, if a kid, when I'm at a book signing, a kid says, this is my most favorite book ever, or a librarian says, these books don't stay on the shelf, I still think that doesn't make any sense. It's just me in my studio coming up with these ideas, entertaining myself. And I think also, you know, when there's content on an author's website and the student sees all that content and they maybe watch videos that are available, they are still so excited to meet you. In fact, I think more excited, because then they recognize the author and they kind of know a little bit more about the author, and there's more of a connection between the author and the reader.